Have you ever noticed that sometimes bad decisions make great stories? While writing a book called When You Need a Good Laugh, I had a small accident. There was nothing funny about this accident, and come to think of it, it was a large accident. In fact, the doctor told me I had no business surviving, that my family should be planning a funeral, and that the back of my head kind of looked like a cantaloupe. My friend Larry and I had been revving our way through the Rocky Mountains on an ATV all-terrain vehicle unit, something that outweighs we humans 10 to 1. While easing our way down a steep embankment, Larry got confused, he squeezed the front brake, and we flipped the thing, by which I do not mean we sold it for a profit. I'll spare you the organ recital, but let's just say that rocks tend to change the shape of one's head. Everything hurt. My ribs were torn up so badly that a sneeze registered 3 points beyond giving birth on a scale. Don't ask my wife about that. 1 week later, when the buzzing sound left me, I was grateful to be alive. But as I reflected on Larry's driving skills, bitterness began to eat at me like rust on my very first car. On a Sunday, Larry called. Would I forgive him? Of course not, I thought. After all, there are benefits to holding on to anger and resentment, like insomnia, sore toes, and kicking immovable objects. That's what I was doing around the house. Plus, I wanted the poor guy to sweat a little bit. Larry said it once again, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. Maybe it was the pain medication, but these were the words that poured out, hey, Larry, I've done so many dumb things, and people keep forgiving me. So, yeah, absolutely, I forgive you. You know what happened? Something deep within shifted. It was like a load slid off my shoulders, and I did something that I had not done in a week. I started to laugh, which was not funny at all. It killed my ribs, trust me. Life offers each of us plenty of opportunity to court bitterness. And to be honest, bitterness feels pretty good. The initial rush almost makes it worthwhile having enemies. But for every day you are bitter, you lose 24 hours of joy. And soon you hear the sucking sound of laughter draining from your life. Hey, you say, Callaway, come on. I'm angry. It's justified. And I'm sure it is. Anger says this is wrong. It needs to stop. Bitterness says, if the front wheel falls off his bicycle, I'm going to throw a party. But there's a cure for this joy sucker. Here it is. It's in Ephesians. Get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, and slander. Instead, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God, through Christ, has forgiven you. I find that when I give in to bitterness, I become the very thing I disdain. So give it up. Bitterness will clap you in irons, cement your frown, and contradict the behavior God showed you. How can we be bitter and honestly pray, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors? When bitterness creeps up on me, I am reminded that I follow a man whose first words amid blood, horror, and his hands nailed to a cross of wood were, Father, forgive. To the degree we remember what Jesus has done for us, to that degree we can forgive. We might have to forgive ourselves too, I've fallen off a stage before an audience. I've forgotten a punchline on international television. I've dropped barbells on my nose. I don't want to talk about it. Often we can't forget, but always we can forgive. I am not eager to climb onto another ATV anytime soon, but when I do, I'll likely go with my friend Larry. I think he's going to be a little more careful next time. Subscribe or the duck gets it.